This is just a documentation of how I make a song beginning to end, from the conceptualization all the way to mixing and mastering and releasing. So the very first step is typically one riff, one catchy riff, and I write in a pretty unusual way. I write without any instruments. I do it all in my head. 90% of what I do is in my head. So that's a little weird, but I find that I'm able to get the closest to the whole song that I hear in my head if I do it that way. So first riff, I play it over and over again in my head till I think it sounds right. Then, honestly, I just wait for the second riff to show up. I'm a firm believer that music comes from a place a little bigger than us, and that we don't actually do it. We just harness it. And so I sit and I wait for the universe to drop a second riff, and it always does. And Chris Stapleton had a quote that I liked. He said writing to him was like just putting up a set of antennas, and whatever comes in, comes in. You try your best to pick up what the universe is playing. So that's what I do. And once the second riff shows up, I will play the two over and over again in my head to make sure they work well together. I basically just play them as though I were sitting in front of my computer, and I'm able to get an idea of if they match up. Once that happens, there's really a song going at that point. There needs to be a good bridge, a good breakup. And once again, I sit around and wait for that riff to show up, and it always does. And that seems to be the best way. It's all a conceptual phase at this point. When I get home, the way I remember these riffs is I hum them into the phone, and then I get home and I pluck them out on guitar and make sure they're actually playable. And that's really step one.